What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon, MLB DFS video. It is Monday. It is June 30th, the last day of June. We are already into July tomorrow. Cannot wait, but we are back with another video. So if you've never been here before, we are going to go through each game. We're going to use outlier.bet, which you can sign up with our link down below, get a 7-day free trial. Go through that. If you sign up afterwards, we will give you free passes to FTA+. Normal package from them will give you a free week. Their premier package, we will give you a free month. On top of that, it is a little bit different. The videos are probably a little bit longer. If you need a little bit more help after this, we do have FTA Plus under the FTA Plus tab. $10 for a week gets you every sport: MLB, NASCAR, PGA, and MMA. After that, if you guys need a little bit more, for $30 a month, you can get it. That's $1 a day, basically. We have a $199 yearly special, and if you have a lifetime pass, it is worth $500. Now, those are all good and dandy. There is a way to win them, and here's how you do it. We have 2 giveaways a day. First way, like this video, be a subscriber, and you gotta leave a comment for the comment picker to pick you up. You do all of that, and this video right here gets at least 50 likes. You will have a shot at a free week of FTA Plus. Now, that is a week of all sports, not just MLB. 100 likes on the video, a chance at a free month. 150 likes, a free year. 200 or more likes on the video, a chance at a lifetime pass. Second way to win, somewhere in this video there'll be a keyword or a key phrase. Listen for it, type it in, and have a second shot at a free week of FTA Plus. Now, we are going to have the 2 giveaways here. The first giveaway right here, even if you have the keyword in this, it's still just for the views. And you guys absolutely killed it on Sunday. It was we had 1,500 views, over 40 comments, 149 likes. We were 1 like away from a free year. Now, I waited overnight to see if we'd get to 150, but as of the making of this video, we have 149 likes here. And I'll just show you real quick to prove it. 149 likes. I waited. I wanted to see if you guys would get to 150 before we film this. The normal thing is get to the likes by the lock of the main slate. That's normally what we do, but I waited overnight. I wanted to see. So this one will be a free month, almost a free year had there been 1 more like on the video. And the free month goes to Cowtown, Texas. Like, sub, comment. I think this is the first time you've been to this video. And if this is your first time, let me know, because that is a pretty amazing thing to have. You won yourself a free week. You almost won yourself a free year just for showing up to this video yesterday. So congratulations. Let's check it out. Cowtown, all I need you to do is email me dfshelp1@gmail.com, or the email is down below, along with our free Discord. Email me saying you are the 629 video views winner, and then if you have an account on FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, let me know. If you do not, I just need a username, an email, and a password. Email me those. It will get you set up for your free month. Now, we are going to re-roll it for the keyword. The keyword was ultra, some form of ultra here. There you go, Craig Carpenter. Congratulations. You know the drill. Email me saying you are the 630 video keyword winner, and let me know your username on our website, because I do believe you have one. I think you've won multiple times before. And that's as simple as it is, everybody. It is free. You just check it out. We have an article that goes along with this video, which is in the link of the description. So what we're going to do is we are going to look at the 2 slates. So we have a 2-game early slate. Both have weather concerns. We're going to break them down. So what we do is we go through, we give you the top 3 players on each team in each game that we like. After that, towards the end of the video, we're going to do our other segments. So we're going to do our matchup tool. All the players, we have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating through 10,000 simulations. We do 20,000 sims a day. We've already done 10,000 in the background. After that, we're going to do Pitches Be Crazy. And then after that, we're going to do our Makin Bacon bets, where we look at some of the players we think could get you 2+ bases or 1+ hits and strikeouts from the pitcher, so you can parlay them together if you so choose. So that being said, let's jump right into this early 2-game slate. We got San Diego at Philly. Being weather concern here, it's unfortunate, but that's kind of what we got. So we got Zach Wheeler going up against Matt Waldron. So pay attention to the weather here. But we've got Wheeler. He's coming in. Got a 2.55 ERA, so he's been dominant this year. 7-3 record, 126 strikeouts. Splits-wise, he has not faced San Diego this year. When he pitches at home, he does have a 2.39 ERA compared to a 2.70. So we look at that, and those are great numbers. He's obviously expensive. He's over 10,000. there's 4 pitchers. So you got Matt Waldron. He comes in his career, 40 plate appearances against Philly, 297 batting average. He has not pitched this year. Got called up. Obviously, last year he pitched for them. Now, whether or not he's going to be on some sort of pitch count, whether or not he's going to, be somewhere, we're just kind of, San Diego has some pitching problems here. He is 7K. He's going up against Philly. He should probably be the least owned pitcher on this 4-game slate. I'm okay with that. But if we're looking at this, so we just kind of look at, like San Diego bats against Wheeler. Bogaerts does have a home run, but he has struggled this year. Did have a home run on Sunday. I get that. That's the only one with the home run. You can see they have not done very well against him. Against righties, though, this year, so if you were to look, you do have Jackson Merrill batting 306. You got Tatis batting 285. You got Gavin Sheets batting 278. Machado 304. And Cronenworth and Luis Ariz would be the ones I'd look at. So we like 3 to 5. Just depends. So obviously Wheeler's going to be very expensive. He's got great numbers here. Now, if you want to go against the grain because there's only 4 pitchers to choose from and you want to stack against him, I get that. I completely get that. San Diego, there are 5 players, more than 5 players that we like. So you could make multiple different ones, stacks, specifically with a 2-gamer here. And then Philly bats against Waldron. Schwarber does have a home run. That is it. Against righties, they aren't as good against righties this year. If you were to take some against righties, probably looking at Trey Turner, Bryson Stott, Alec Boehm for my top 3. If you need a couple more to make a full stack, Real Muto going in there, and Castellanos is in there as well. That's what I would look at. Again, I'm probably not going to play this early slate just because there's 2 games, and you can't do much with 2 games. That's the problem. And there's weather concerns for both of them. It's the same system that went through us this weekend. It just depends on what we're going to see pitching-wise. If they're going to start the game, then the weather comes in. Then you're screwed over if your pitchers, don't come back out. That's the problem with, especially a 2-gamer here. So we've got the Cardinals at the Pirates. We've got Eric Fedde versus Andrew Heaney. So Fedde, 77 plate appearances, 211 batting average. Pittsburgh just came off sweeping the Mets, the mighty Mets. They outscored them 30-4, which is wild. We were all over stacking Pirates yesterday against Frankie Montas. If you watch that video, dead on. I knew that the first game he pitched was an outlier there. Just a terrible matchup for him. And we had that. We killed that one. Fedde really hasn't done much. You can see, basically on DraftKings, you need 25 to 30 fantasy points per pitcher to kind of break down and score high or have a chance to score high in a tournament. With FanDuel, it's about 45 to 50. Now, Fedde has not hit it, has not hit value since May 9th, where he did get 41 fantasy points. Complete game, 8 strikeouts against Washington, 10-0 dub. Okay. Since then, it's been pretty bad against other teams. So you look at splits. He's already faced Pittsburgh once this year, went 6 innings, 4 walks, 2 Ks. Did okay. Obviously didn't give up any runs. But if we look at what he did in that game there, 15.1 fantasy points, obviously not enough for what we're looking for. And that was back in April. He's only gotten worse since then. Then you got Andrew Heaney coming in, 4.48 ERA. I know it's pretty bad. He's coming off back-to-back negative fantasy points, one against Detroit, one against Milwaukee. Had negative against Arizona. He's had multiple negative fantasy point games. Splits-wise, somehow he's not faced the Cardinals this year. When he pitches at home, he does have a 2.95, so it's a little bit better. But rain being a concern again, that's definitely something to look at. So St. Louis bats against Heaney. No one has a home run. Against lefties, though, they don't do as well. If you were to take some against lefties, Arenado batting 295, Wilson Contreras batting 261 is what I would look at. And then maybe look at Pozo. I don't know if he plays that or Burleson. You could look at them. They just don't hit lefties very well. So if you want to get contrarian, I think you could go Andrew Heaney here. Now, again, weather being a concern, Cardinals can pop off at any time. We know this. You got to get creative with a 4-game slate here. So if we look at that, it's probably Wheeler and Heaney for me here. But you want to get crazy, you could go like Waldron and Heaney, save a little bit of money, be able to stack different ones. If you look at Pirates bats against Fedde, McCutchen has a home run, O'Neill Cruz has a home run. That's it against him. But against righties, they do very well. And they're coming off a pretty good series this weekend. If you were to look at some of these guys, I'm probably looking at O'Neal Cruz batting 250 with 14 home runs against righties. IKF batting 288 this year. You could do Brian Hayes, Spencer Horwitz, Adam Frazier. Get a little creative with a Pittsburgh stack here. Now, again, both of these games, very weather dependent. A little bit weary on that one, or leery, I should say. I'll have a couple of exposures here. Well, I'll make a couple lineups. But be very careful with this one. Let's kind of monitor the weather throughout. So there you go. That is the early slate. Now we have the main slate. We got the first game. We got the Yankees at the Blue Jays. You got Carlos Rodon versus Max Scherzer. Now, this is not your mom's Max Scherzer, okay? He's averaging 5.4 fantasy points. He started 2 games this year. 1 game, and then he left with a finger problem after 3 innings. And then last week he faced Cleveland, went 5 innings, 3 walks, 4 Ks, 3 earned runs. Didn't do much. You can't look at the splits, okay? But game log, he had 7.85. He did nothing in that game. 157 plate appearances, 228 batting average against the Yankees. Yankees are now on the road. I don't care. I'm still looking at the Yankees there. Rodon, 88 plate appearances, 266. I can't trust Scherzer. Now, it's kind of like Verlander. Like, they probably have a good game left in them somewhere. I don't think it's this game. Then you got Rodon coming in. 2.92 ERA. He's been everything the Yankees needed. Back-to-back 20-plus fantasy points out of him. He did have back-to-back games against Boston that weren't good, then 30-plus. So he's been pretty good outside of playing Boston this year. When he pitches on the road, he does have a 2.57 ERA, so it's better on the road. 49 innings in that one. 61 strikeouts. So all of his numbers on the road have been better than at home. He has not faced Toronto this year. So if we look at this, and we're going to look at I obviously love the Yankees a little bit more here, especially against Scherzer and then that bullpen. But if we look at this, Yankees against Scherzer, Stanton batting 429 with 2 home runs. You got DJ LeMahieu with a home run. You got Aaron Judge with a home run. Against righties this year, you have Judge batting 361. You got Grisham batting 269. Dominguez batting 276. I would look at him. Jazz has been absolutely on fire since coming off the IL, batting 243 against righties this year with 12 home runs. Had a huge day on Sunday. Was in some pain. Trying to see if he left that game, but he had a swing on a check, or he had a check swing yesterday on Sunday where he kind of was in pain, and then kind of looking at this. He stayed in the game, went 2 for 4, dominant there, really good in that game. So I would look at them. Stanton, Stanton should play. He did sit. I do like the Yankee stack. I love Jason Dominguez in this one, but Boone likes to just take him out of the lineup about every other day. So you never know. He did start yesterday. I don't know if he'll start here, but it would make sense if he batted from the left side facing Scherzer in this one. He does hit righties better, so it would make sense. If you want to go against Rodon, you want to go bats here. Vladdy does have a home run against him. Well, he's batting 7 for 12 against him. Against lefties this year, Ernie Clement batting 425. I think he'd be a very under-owned guy if you're going to go Toronto in this one. Miles Straw batting 290. I think I got to go George Springer. And then a couple more if you want to do a full stack. Vladdy obviously makes sense. And I think Bo Bichette makes some sense in this one as well. But for this game, I'm probably leaning a little more towards Rodon, who's been better on the road, and the Yankees bats. Cincy at Boston, you got Crochet versus Chase Burns. Obviously, Chase Burns has never faced anyone before. He's had 1 start against the Yankees, went 17.65. Did okay. Obviously, didn't get what we needed. Only went 5 innings, had 8 strikeouts, though. And Boston actually strikes out the most out of any team on this slate of games today. So he's 8K. Obviously, you would love it a little bit lower, but I think this could be a low-scoring game. Crochet, obviously, has been a stud. 206 ERA. Game logs, 32, 27, 27. Like, he's hit the value you needed. He's not... he flirts with double-digit strikeouts almost every single game. You look at splits, he has not faced Cincy this year, but when he pitches at home, he does have a 2.13 ERA. He's obviously the number 1 pitching choice. I think it could be a low-scoring game here. I would go both pitchers. I think Crochet's more of your tournament. I think Burns is more of your, or Crochet's your cash or tournament. Burns is probably more of your tournament only, or at least sports betting with the Red Sox who do strike out the most. I am not interested in bats right now. Through 10,000 sims, I'm not interested in any of these bats. I think this is going to be a pitcher's duel, and I'm going to leave it at that. if after 20,000 sims we do see some bats that pop out there, that will be in our cheat sheet. That will be in everything under the MLB tab, which you can check out. FanDuel projections, DraftKings projections, sims, matchups, batter splits, targets, cheat sheet. We've got it all for you. $10 for a week or $30 for a month. So now we move to the Athletics at the Rays. Now this is a small ballpark. This is a minor league ballpark. The ball absolutely flies out of here. Rain being a concern, I don't think it's going to be a concern. I think we're still going to be good. Just going to be hot and humid at this game. And the ball is flying out of there. It has the second best odds for home runs next to Citizens Bank Park between San Diego and Philly. So we got Drew Rasmussen versus Jacob Lopez. We've used Jacob Lopez a couple times this year. He's never obviously faced Tampa Bay before. He's coming off 3 straight really good starts. One against Detroit where he had 6 Ks. One against Houston where he had 9 Ks. And one against Kansas City where he also had 9 Ks. He's had multiple 9K days. He also had a couple of bad games. Minus 14.45 there against Toronto. Splits-wise, when he's on the road, he does have a 4.50 ERA, which he pitches his home games in a minor league ballpark. He is now pitching on the road here in a minor league ballpark, but he has been good. It just really depends on which Tampa Bay team's going to show up. Then you got Rasmussen. Back-to-back, or he had a good game against Kansas City, kind of some bad games in between. Texas had a good game there. Has a 2.45 ERA. In his career, only 10 plate appearances against the A's. Now, we look at this. And when he pitches at home, he's got a 2.16 ERA in 11 starts, which is odd because the ballpark here they love to hit home runs in this ballpark. Rasmussen at 7,500 in this ballpark, I'm okay with that. I think it's tournament only because, again, it is this ballpark. But I will have some exposure, I think, to both pitchers. I think both pitchers are probably only tournament options just because of what this ballpark can do with giving up home runs. Now, Rasmussen no one's got a hit against him. But this year against right-handed pitching, the A's bats that I would look at, I'm probably looking at Soderstrom if he gets a start. 268 batting average with 13 bombs. Jacob Wilson batting 328 with 7 home runs. And to be honest, if you want to get crazy, Nick Kurtz or Austin Wynns they make sense to me in this one. Tampa Bay bats against Lopez again. Like I said, they've never faced him before, obviously. Against lefties, though, they aren't hitting as well. If you are taking anyone against lefties, maybe look at Jose Caballero, maybe looking at Danny Jansen, and maybe looking at Josh Lowe. That's pretty much it. I think Jacob Wilson, the only thing that scares me is this ballpark, but they have not hit lefties well. So looking at that, I'm okay with Lopez for tournaments for sure, Rasmussen as well. I don't know if I'll have much exposure outside of that. There's just other games that we can definitely look at. Speaking of other games, we got the Orioles at the Rangers, battle of the lefties, Trevor Rogers versus Patrick Corbin. Rogers in his career, 58 plate appearances, a 196. Patrick Corbin, 53 plate appearances, a 346. Now, Patrick Corbin, I have seen, there's a meme going around. Give me a second. There's a meme going around here that Patrick Corbin needs to be looked into. And I say that because Patrick Corbin's ERA during the Barack Obama administration was 4.14. Patrick Corbin's ERA during Trump's first term, 3.59. Biden's presidency, 5.71 ERA. Trump's second term at 2.95. Now this is about a month old. He's gotten lit up a little bit. I just found those numbers to be like the fact that people are finding coincident, it's so funny. But Trevor Rogers he struggled overall last year, but he's been very good this year. 1.62 ERA. Did have that hiccup against Baltimore or against Tampa Bay, in Tampa Bay. But he did just face this Texas team his last start. Went 8 innings, only 4 Ks, but had 28.2 fantasy points. Gave up no earned runs. They won 1-0. That's kind of what Texas's offense has looked like. That's the problem. 3 starts, he's been decent. Scares me a little bit because Texas, they have good hitters. They just have not been hitting. And then you got Patrick Corbin coming in. He has not done very well, fantasy-wise, has not done well. Gave up 5 earned runs against Texas in that last start. I think that's or against Baltimore, kind of what I'm expecting here again. I'm probably kind of what I want. The only thing that scares me is anytime a team sees a pitcher back-to-back times when they start, I'm always a little bit cautious of that. But again, Patrick Corbin in that game, splits-wise, he's faced him once this year, 5 innings, 6 Ks, but did give up those 5 earned runs. That's what is a little bit off-putting for me. So if we're taking Baltimore bats against Corbin, you do have Gary Sanchez with a home run. You got Jackson Holliday with a home run. Those are the 2 home run hitters. Against lefties this year, if I were to take some bats, probably looking at Cedric Mullins. I know he's a prime trade candidate they've been talking about. Trades could happen at any time. I highly doubt it happens now, but you never know. You could look at him. I'm probably looking at Ryan O'Hearn. I'm probably looking at Jackson Holliday, Gary Sanchez, Gunnar Henderson. Like, I'm looking at stacking them. I'm not scared about that. Texas bats against Rogers. Adolis Garcia has a home run. That is it. Against lefties, they do not hit very well. Sam Haggerty batting 364. Josh Young batting 244. Other than that, they do not hit lefties well. Go in that direction of Trevor Rogers. He is cheap. 6,300 makes a ton of sense for me. But again, anything can happen. He has struggled. He was very good with Miami, got hurt, then blah, 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 came back. Then last year was either last year or the year before, struggled so much, then got traded to Baltimore, struggled even more, then got demoted, got hurt. Now he's kind of coming back, and we're seeing some flashes of what he was before. I don't know if we get that, but at 6,300 for a 6-game slate, it's pretty good to be able to build around. San Francisco at Arizona is the next game. We've got Logan Webb versus Ryan Nelson. Obviously, I would love this game a little bit more if it was in San Francisco. You got Logan Webb, 2.52 ERA. Game logs, not the best matchup against Miami. Really good matchup against Cleveland. Splits-wise, he has not faced Arizona this year. This is Coors Field Jr. The ball does fly out of there. So if we just look, when Logan Webb's pitching on the road, he's got 3.75. He's just been worse on the road. I think a lot of people are going to be on him. He's 9,700. I'm okay with him. But Arizona at home, those lefty bats against him, they hit righties well. Ryan Nelson, on the other hand, going up against San Francisco, back-to-back 20-plus fantasy points out of him. Did have some bad games. He's had negative fantasy points this year. He's faced San Francisco once this year, only went 3 innings, 2 earned runs, 5 Ks. Didn't do much. It wasn't even a start, so he came out of the bullpen. But he did decent numbers for only 3 innings out of the bullpen. You look at his pitching at home, does have a better ERA at home, 2.25. If you want to save some money, I would look at Ryan Nelson a little bit. Logan Webb, he's got great stuff, but on the road and against this team in this ballpark does scare me a little bit. Arizona against Webb, Marte has a home run. He's been on fire lately. That's it. But then we look at this. You got Ketel Marte batting 329 with 14 bombs. I would look at him. I would look at Josh Naylor batting 330 with 9 home runs against righties. Eugenio Suarez batting 279 with 19 home runs. Make sure he's in that lineup. I like those 3 off the bat. Those would be my top 3 bats there. If you look at San Francisco against Nelson, Wilmer Flores does a home run. Elliot Ramos and Jung Ho Lee do. Against righties, like if I were to take any of them, Elliot Ramos batting 283 with 10 home runs, I'm okay with that. Casey Schmidt batting 305 with 4 home runs. I don't know if he gets in that as a start. Probably looking at Wilmer Flores batting 252 with 8 home runs there. But in my mind, I like Ryan Nelson. I like Arizona just a little bit more than I like San Francisco. Now, I'll let you guys know right now, I'm not always right. There are times that I'm wrong. This could be one of them, but that's kind of what I'm looking at. So what we're doing is the keyword of the day is coffee, because it's a Monday. It's a short week for some people, I guess. I have Thursday and Friday off, so we'll see. I'll still be here to bring you guys as much information as I can. I don't believe there's any MMA this weekend. I think MMA is off. Let me pause real quick just to double check. Yep, so if you guys sign up for FTA Plus today, you're going to get a full week. That will include a week of MLB till next Monday. You get PGA this Thursday. There is, I think that's the John Deere Classic. I was very surprised there is on the 4th of July. I don't remember, but there is. There is NASCAR Sunday as well. There is not MMA this weekend. So you'll get 3 of our 4 sports if you go with the week. Obviously, with the month, you'll get all the sports for a month. You go with the yearly package for $200, you will get a year. That's the rest of this MLB season, basically the first half of next season. You'll get the entire NFL season, including playoffs. You'll get the entire NBA season for next year, or this coming year, or whatever, however you want to say it. Obviously, PGA and MMA, their seasons kind of ebb and flow throughout the year. you've got all of that as well. So if you want to check it out, definitely check it out. So then the final game on the slate, you got Kansas City at Seattle. You got George Kirby coming in. You got Michael Wacha. So George Kirby in his career, 48 plate appearances, a 182 against Kansas City. And then Michael Wacha in 80 plate appearances and 203 history against the Mariners. So Kirby comes in, does have a 5.40 ERA, has struggled this year, has not hit value in he's only hit value in one game. Against the Angels, they do strike out a ton. He had 14 Ks, 42.55. But he followed that up with 12.45, 4.45, and 15.1. So not a lot going on. When he pitches at home, he does have a 6 ERA in 3 starts. He's been a little bit worse at home. Kansas City's one of those teams where they've struggled this year. But neither of these pitchers make any sense to me today, at least in cash. Michael Wacha coming off against Tampa Bay, 19.5, which is great, especially for his price. 23.1 against Texas is fantastic as well, but he's had a couple of bad games as well. Splits-wise, obviously he has not faced the Mariners this year. When he pitches on the road, he does have a 3.98, so it's been a little bit worse on the road than at home. So if we're looking at Kansas City bats against Kirby, no one has a home run, but against righties this year, they are hitting well. So if I'm looking here, I'm probably looking at Pasquantino. I'm probably looking at Sal Perez a little bit. And obviously Bobby Witt Jr. And a couple more, maybe Jack Caglione if he's in there, if he hasn't been sent back down. Freddie Fermin, he might be in there. I might look at Fermin as well. Mariners bats against Michael Wacha. J.P. Crawford has a home run. Polanco has a home run. J-Rod, Luke Raley, and Randy Arozarena all have home runs. The big one is Big Dumper. Cal Raleigh's 0 for 10 against him. But against righties this year, Crawford batting 305. I would look at him. Obviously, you have to get Cal Raleigh in there. He's got double-digit home runs against righties this year, batting 258. Does hit lefties better, though. And if we're looking for a third one, it depends. Cheap option, you go Donovan Solano. Another cheap option, you go Dominic Canzone, if you want to go in that direction. I'm probably off of both of these pitchers. There are just other better pitchers out there. So yeah, that's the main slate done. That's the early slate done. Obviously, Crochet makes sense. I love Crochet and Rodon. I don't know if I'm going to pay $9,700 for Webb. I'll pay up for Burns, a little bit of Rasmussen, Jacob Lopez, Trevor Rogers down at $6,300. I'm okay with. And Ryan Nelson at $6,700. There are some good matchups here and some pitchers that are very should be underowned that we could take advantage of. So there you have it. Those are the 2 slates that are done. We are now going to go over all the batters that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating. The record is 38. We are not going to even sniff that. There's so many less batters today, at least through 10,000 sims. Through 20,000, we'll update it. About hour and a half to 2 hours before first pitch of the main slate, we usually update to 20,000 sims for simulations, projections, and everything like that. So looking at this, Rafi Devers is number 1. Number 2 is Wilson Contreras. Number 3 is Brian Reynolds. 4 is Brendan Donovan. 5 is Corey Seager. 6, Nolan Arenado. And 7 is Kyle Higashioka. That is it. We have 7 right now. That is not a ton. Might be the least I've ever seen. Pitches Be Crazy segment. We're going the bottom 5 teams on this day that strike out the most versus the pitchers. Number 1, Chase Burns at Boston. Boston strikes out 9.29 times per game, 8.33 at home. Max Scherzer versus the Yankees. Yankees strike out 8.92 times per game, 9.83 on the road. Number 3 is Michael Wacha at Seattle. Seattle strikes out 8.87 times per game, 8.97 at home. Number 4 is Patrick Corbin versus Baltimore. Baltimore strikes out 8.77 times per game, 8.88 on the road. And number 5 is Eric Fetty at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh strikes out 8.75 times per game, 8.32 at home. I don't agree with the majority of these, and that's okay. You do not have to. I do like Chase Burns. I don't really like Scherzer today. I'm not a big fan of Michael Wacha. Maybe you throw him in tournaments, but not cash. But you could do sports betting as well. Patrick Corbin scares me against Baltimore, and Eric Fetty scares me against Pittsburgh. So then we're going to do our final segment, Make and Bake. So we're going to look at these batters we think could get 2+ bases or hits and stuff like that. Number 1, Brendan Donovan. Number 2, Rafi Devers. 3, Wilson Contreras. 4, Aaron Judge. 5, Brian Reynolds. 6, Nolan Arenado. 7, Corey Seager. 8, Josh Naylor. 9, Ketel Marte. And finally, 10, I'm looking right now. I'm looking at Paul Goldschmidt for sure. So now Paul Goldschmidt scares me a little bit. He has struggled lately, so it is more of a boomer bust one from there. But those are, I wouldn't parlay all 10 of them together, but you could look at them a little bit. Whether or not you want to go bases, you could up that to home runs. You could probably even look a little towards just 1+ hit and be okay with that. It just depends on how big a parlays you guys want to. And then the strikeout side, looking at Garrett Crochet, if you can find a line for 7+ strikeouts, maybe even tease it up to 8 or 9 strikeouts, wouldn't surprise me if he gets double digits here. Same thing with his counterpart, Chase Burns against Boston, 6+ or 7+ strikeouts I would look at. Number 3, Jacob Lopez, if you can find 6+ or maybe go down to 5+, I'm okay with that. Number 4 is Carlos Rodon against Toronto, about 5 or 6+ strikeouts. I'm okay with that. Excuse me. And then Drew Rasmussen against the Athletics, 6+ strikeouts if you can find a line for that. So there you have it. There's your Monday complete. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend, whether or not you sports bet. You played our NASCAR information on Saturday. You played baseball on Sunday. You stacked. However you went about your day. Hopefully you had a great weekend. Hopefully you guys are off to a good start for a Monday, depending on when you watch this video. Be on the lookout. We'll have tomorrow's video up later on as well. Good luck today, and as always, bring home some bacon. Peace.